Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. It's working now. It's working now. Thank you, lobsterfish. Thank you, lobsterfish. So, quick. Computer systems that don't recognise your mic. And she just loved that. It happened. It's crazy. So we're going. This is the last day we're going to have checking. The last day we're having checking. It should be picking up fine now. The last piece of chicken for the house. And of course, that means the last day of chicken. So thank you for that. Some people don't let me know. So the chicken goes in the air fryer. There we are. The chicken is in. Chicken is in. And we're going to start doing the potatoes and the carrots and the potatoes and carrots. Hello, little doggy. The doggies are happy. Everything is good. Potatoes and carrots. Potatoes and carrots. The potatoes and the carrots. Boom. 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 Way in there. Potatoes. We're doing the potatoes now. The potatoes. The potatoes are being done. Potatoes. 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 This is one of the problems. This, I use a Blue Yeti here. It's an okay mat. It's my back of my air fryer. After air fry, so much easier. Comes out really nice air fried. It's an Instapot, so it can do the air frying stuff and the actual pressure cooker and everything. It's an Instapot Duo Crisp, so it can actually do pretty much everything I want. I do have an oven and everything, but it costs more to run the oven, so I don't very often these days. I think we'll have one more little potato. Yeah, and the potatoes are, I don't skin the potatoes or anything. We just put some water into it. And we'll set that up and put these on. I can't use any spices or anything. Because, well, my body hates me. I can't use spices, 90% of my body. Up with very limited food. Yeah. So now it's the carrots. Carrots. We shall embrace the carrots. We have. I'm going through my basic fresh veg at the moment. But with that Duo Crisp and that, it'll bake cakes and bread and everything. It does everything. Perfect rice with it as well. It does perfect rice. So the little laptop, little Surface Pro is actually working quite well at the moment. I do want to get a new mic. Well, not a new mic. I want another mic because I've got 3 different setups that I stream on. This setup, my retro gaming setup, and my main primary setup. Let's throw this stuff away. Carrots going in soon. So I'm going to add a little bit of green bean soup. My problem is I have to pretty much nuke any food I have, if my body can't accept it. Yeah, my retro gaming setup is a small budget PC, which is equivalent to an old style 2014 PC. So I play games that would work fine on that. I've also got a Amiga 500 plugged into that and a PS2 plugged into that system, so I can actually retro game on multiple systems. I've got a plan to sort out all the rest of the systems I'd like and put them on it. That's my retro gaming PC, and then I have my main PC setup, which is a size system with Valve Index and the 3080 Ti. I play all the late type titles. Anything. Unfortunately, at the moment, I have an Amiga 500. Let's see if I can find people. Let's put the rest of the potatoes away. I'll show you pictures of my Amiga 500. No, I like the original stuff, and someone's sending me another extra. So let's go to my internet, my network, and go into my tower, and I'll get a picture. On, stop being a pain in the ass. Letting me go there. Come on. We won't be able to get it, unfortunately. But yeah, I have an Amiga 500 from 1980s, 1989. Old consoles are awesome. I have a handheld console from 1980. Hello, Harry. Just let me go fetch my. This is the old 1980s Galaxy Invader. That is the old 1980s Galaxy Invader. One of my favorite ones. And it still works. Still works. I still love playing this. It's basically Space Invaders. It still works, but I mean, you just move it from side to side, press the button. Technology from 1980 still works fine. Yeah, I play that quite a bit. So yeah, I'm very much into the old school stuff as well as the new stuff. They're good doggies. Yeah. It's almost like we've gone back, haven't we? I mean, if you think something like this from 1980, Galaxy Invader, is 43 years old now, and it's still, this display is still brilliant. The switches still work. There's been no replacement switches, no replacement anything on it. All I did was open it up and clean it up a little bit. And still sounds brilliant. The sound effects on it. Get 20 points for the mothership at the top. I used to play this kind of game so much. This was one of the first handhelds I had in 1980. I can usually max out the score. It only goes up to score 199, and then you change the level up. You can manually make the game on, but you end the game if you get to 200. I'm on step. So let's see if I can get to. Let's see if I can get to the top score. They get very nasty close at the end. Like they don't want you to win for some reason. Yep, I won it. 199. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And that's on level 2. Level 3 is really hard. Level 3 is like ultimate hard. Yeah, old technology it's crazy how limited we are these days. If something like that came out in 1980, what we've got now isn't that much better and stuff like. Oh, I've got to turn the. Over. Ah, the doggies are good. So what I want to do now, my next purchases, end of the month, will be. I need to get a new. Well, not a new, another one of these mics. I haven't got a spare. I've got 2 mics and 3 setups, so I have to keep moving the stuff around. Now, I don't mind moving the main camera around. This main camera is the same. I use my phone for my main image camera because it works so better for vlogs and everything. So much more high definition than any kind of webcam. And so I want to get a cheap mic. I think there's one I can get for about £20 just to put in here downstairs so I don't have to keep moving it away. Every time I unplug it, this damn little system defaults to a different mic system and that, which is why we had the problem this morning where we didn't have audio for the first 5 minutes of the stream. But I'm quite happy with the systems I've got now. And of course, I've got my Steam Deck and I'm working also on a Linux system. But we have multiple systems in multiple setups. In fact, I should do a walkthrough. Should do a walkthrough video of all my tech now because I'm so freaking happy with it all. Yay! Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. To Bendigo. Boop, boop. Hello. Hello, my wonderful special dogaboo. Doggies down here. Dirty's down here. Dirty with the doggies. The dirty's down here. Dirty. Dirty is here. To go all the time. Over here we have Beryl, who is asleep. Well, not asleep. Did I disturb you, baby? You're such a beautiful little doggy, aren't you? You're waiting for the food and that. You're conserving energy, aren't you, Beryl? You aren't bothering to come up here yet. You're conserving energy. Oh, Bertie wants to be. That's this side now. Right, Bertie. This is another nice thing about using a phone as your main camera on your thingy. It's an action cam. You can move it anywhere you want. I tell you what. Would you like why I'm waiting for all the food to do? Would you like me to go upstairs? You won't be able to hear me. Would you like me to go upstairs and show you all my different computer systems? It's still not fully set up properly yet. So, okay, so give me a few seconds. We're going to go upstairs. We're going to go upstairs. We're going to go to the Right, we've just got to restart the camera. Taking it that far away from the system made it go a bit iffy. So iffy, squiffy, we've got to deactivate, reactivate. We've lost the camera a little bit. I'll have to. Aha, I know what's gone wrong. We just sorted out the camera because it went. The camera crashed. The camera crashed because we took it too far away from the system. So it's a wireless camera. So we've got to reactivate it a couple of times. And it's, for some reason, give me a few little bits to sort it out. Okay, I'm going to have to remove that and recreate the camera because it's decided to have an issue. It decided to have an issue. So yeah, we've got to wait a little bit because this sometimes happens when you take it out. It completely desyncs. So what can we do to change it? It's not resyncing. Let me. Okay, so we've just got to do a few things with the camera because it's been a pain in the ass now. There, we have it back. It's back. And you can see Cow and you can see Iggy. We've got the camera sorted. We need to resize it though because it's taken it. We've had to reset the camera slightly. And we need to reorient it. See, this is what happens when you're using a janky setup like this. There. Hello, Madeline. Well, both this and this are like, that's a Neopet. This is from about 2003, 2002. This is from about 2001. It's over 20 years old. I have lots of Beanie Babies. I have I've got about, me and Paola used to collect Beanie Babies. So I've got like 300 Beanie Babies somewhere around the house. Let me go get a few others. We have Eeyore. We have Sleepy Eeyore. We have this one, beautiful Chinese dragon, which is, I believe, remember the name, it's still got the tag on. We've got that. Yeah, it actually works really well. It's a 2015 Surface Pro. And then this is the first one. This one is the first Beanie Baby we ever collected, Smoochie. Smoochie is the first one we ever collected. This is it's actually a 2015 little Surface Pro, which is just about handling what we're doing on it. It can play games, but it has issues. The battery inside it is no longer functional at all. If I disconnect the power, it will instantly turn off. So the battery inside it is completely non-functional. And it has an issue where if it gets above a certain temperature, yeah. Yeah. I've got an actual box outside full of Beanie Babies that I need to bring in and populate the entire house with Beanie Babies. I think that's a good plan. Beanie Babies should be everywhere. And plushies. But yeah, my bedroom is set up. My streaming room is set up basically like a hacker's room. It's got so much stuff in. It's wonderful. And this is my. So yeah, Paola got me into plushies and stuff like that. I love them now. Yeah, it shouldn't ever grow. Why should you ever grow out of them? It shouldn't grow out of them ever, ever, ever. Would you like to see my storage chest with all my DVDs in? You see, in about 2010, 2006, when Paola was started getting really ill, I wanted to make it so she could actually watch all our DVDs and videos in wherever she was, in the bedroom, on the computer, on a tablet and that. This is way before we had streaming services, and so I began to rip all our owned video films, about 4,000 films, and put them all in, and actually I'd take them out of their box once I had ripped them, keep the sleeve, keep the disc, but just today's dinner is what we had yesterday. The same. I'm using the last of the chicken, so it's potatoes, carrots, and chicken again. So I'll just get out the box. Let me get the box. This is a very heavy box. Right, so let's have a look at this. Okay, let's open this. This is one of the 2 storage boxes. Got an old PS3 training. Mainly, it is films. In there, just their covers. Have about 1,000 films in here. Most of them retro sci-fi, horror, that kind of darkness, guys. Yep, in there, huh? Back to Titan. Literally every kind of film in there, still there. So I just over time I just turned them all into I just converted them all to thingy, put them on the Plex, put them on the media server, so that Paola and me could watch them anytime without having to get the DVDs out. I mean, I've got about 500 Blu-rays in the living room and upstairs. Let me show you that. Right, we're all back. But feel free to ask me anything. I love to chat and talk about these things. Yeah, it's fine. So many films in there. It's like if I pick out this handful is like 20 movies. Warbirds, Humanity, Doom, Pack, Dreamers. I was showing my backup how over the last 10 years I converted and ripped all my DVDs, got rid of the cases and just stored them with this little folder tinted fills. So there's like 4,000 movies in this little box here, kept stored. Hello, Portigo. Kelly's Heroes. Where Eagles Dare. Dirty Dozen. Yay. No, he had the quest last night, Test Apple. He had the quest last night. So yeah, I've got over 4,000 movies just in this box here. This little box here. So in that box there is like 4,000 movies. So it was so much easier to store them this way. Like just removing the covers and then rip them to my Computerplex media server. And so thingy. So let's grab another handful and see what we've got. Right, so My Name is Nobody. Excellent, absolutely. My Name is Nobody. Henry Fonda, one of my favourite westerns ever. My Name. So funny and excellent. The classic 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Alexa's being naughty. Listen in on things. They're sealed in a plastic box. They're pretty safe. Dante. Casino Royale. Gamera. The Gamera collection. The complete Gamera collection. Classic Lady Hawks. Oh. Rodan and War of the Ganges. Classic old Japanese sci-fi. Gotta have Shrek. Oh, Nim. I think that this is a Marilyn Manson stuff. There's so much stuff in here. Oh. Rocky Horror Picture Show, Roughnecks, Epoch. Yeah, all of these films are classic 90s and 80s straight to video sci-fi movies. So Locust is another one. Horror. We love horror. Horror for all the fun. Oh, this one's an absolute classic Japanese one. This is a classic Japanese one. Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl. Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl. And it's funny as. So we've got all the classic Japanese stuff, undubbed, of course. You can't. Infestations would one. Oh, the classic American takeoff of 007, Our Man Flint and that. You know, there's the reason in the UK they never called. In most countries, the original the Avengers movie was called Avengers, but in the UK it was called Avengers Assemble because this was came out before it. The Avengers. Uma Thurman. So this was called Avengers before it, so they changed the name. Classic Crawl. Classic fantasy movie Crawl. Primeval Pill. Metal Shifters. All these. We loved our science fiction and horror B movies. We love those kind of things. Metal Shifters, Dracula 3000, Rogue, all these horrors and sci-fis that I love to watch. I still watch them. Ooh, of course we've got the classic, like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2, The Devil's Tomb, Dark Rising, Maniac Cop. So all these guests are stored inside these boxes. There's 2 of these big boxes that are full of them. Of course, I have every single Godzilla movie. Every single Godzilla movie. All of them. Even the bad ones. Let's list my Godzilla movies. Okay, let's go to my server and I'll give you a list of my Godzilla movies. And all the ones relating to Godzilla if we include all the Toho stuff. So we'll go to my network, go to media storage, go to movies. Okay, so let's type in, let's go to Godzilla. Okay, Frankenstein Conquers the World, Ghidorah, 3-headed monster, Godzilla versus Megalon, Godzilla versus Megalon 2, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Attack, Godzilla 1985 version, Godzilla and Mothra, The Battle for Earth, Godzilla Final War, Godzilla King of All of the Monsters, Godzilla Raids Again, 1955 version, Godzilla US version, which was Godzilla versus Destroyer, Godzilla versus Gigan, Godzilla versus Hedorah, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2, Godzilla versus Megagyrus, Godzilla versus Monster Zero, Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Godzilla versus Destroyer, Gojira, the original version, Gojira, Invasion of Astro Monster, King Kong versus Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla. These go all the way back to 1950s, all the way through to 2010. Son of Godzilla, Terror of Mechagodzilla, Tokyo SOS, which is one of my favorite, Tokyo SOS. And it's like, yeah, we has all those. And then, of course, if you want to go true classics, we're going to go true classics here. I've got the entire series of MacGyver, the entire series of Man from U.N.C.L.E., all the Ultraman movies. I've got in my TV series section, I've got every single Kamen Rider series from the original Tenchi, original one in 1960, all the way to 2015. every single series of Kamen Rider. And I've got every single series of Ultraman, all original Japanese with UK subtitles. I've got, of course, things like Lex and all that. I love science fiction and that. I've got the entire Red Dwarf series, even the modern ones. Beast Squad, Grubs, of course, Shadow Raiders, Gojin, Star Trek animated series, all the Star Trek series, all the Stargate series. Shadow Raiders is awesome. I love Shadow Raiders. For anybody who hasn't seen it, it was a CGI series, but with really good. Let me see if I can. Yeah, let's see if I can find a trailer for Shadow Raiders. It's an old one now, but it had some really interesting character generation. Shadow Raiders. Yeah, I'm going to. I know the person. I know the person who did. Let's look dangerously. That's the trailer for Shadow Raiders. It's an old series now. Yeah, the battle planets and everything, and the different the fire and the ice people and everything, and bringing them all together, and the rock people. The idea was, well, yeah. So I knew one of the voice actresses who worked on it. The Battle Moons, yeah, excellent series. Unfortunately, it suffered from the same problem that what Starship Troopers CGI had. Yeah, the problem it suffered the same problem of the CGI, the Roughnecks Starship Troopers series, which is the best representation of Starship Troopers is the CGI version. Unfortunately, the cost back then to create the CGI for each episode of Shadow Raiders and that was immense. Back then, this was before we could do the stuff we do nowadays. It was all done by Silicon Graphics and places like that. And the cost and the time to render these episodes was massive. So unfortunately, a lot of these series got defunded because they just couldn't afford doing them. So they've got Rigel's Roughnecks. Roughneck Starship Troopers Chronicles. Which was done about the same time. And once again, yeah. Starship Troopers trailer. If you like Starship Troopers at all, you should watch and find out. Try to get a copy of the original CGI because the CGI went so much more into depth of the actual Starship Troopers series and more character generation, and the characters were far more fleshed out than any of the actual movies we've had. And it's a brilliant series, and it's done from the eyes of a newly minted media who's joined to do the news basically for the Starship Troopers. Yeah, we needed more of it, but once again it got cancelled because of the cost. The cost of rendering the episodes was massive, absolutely massive to do each episode. I mean, it looked primitive now, the CGI does, but back then it was cutting edge, and it was like movie studio graphics that they had to use, and it cost, unfortunately. But no, there's character generations for the different characters and the relationships. It was nice to see from, yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then of course Babylon 5 and all that. I've got all the old classics, all of the old classics. and that. And the thing is, everything I've ripped to DVD, everything I've ripped to my Plex, I own. And Babylon 5. Have you never seen Babylon 5? You must have seen Babylon 5. Babylon 5. Babylon 5 kicks the ass of Star Trek. It always has. The Babylon 5 series. Five. Right, okay, so we've got to sort out some food things now. We've got the plate, and we're going to do the chicken. The chicken. Done. Over here. F5 is cooking so well. Really do. Before to go, do yourself a favour. Do yourself a favour. Watch Babylon 5. Babylon 5 had some of the most amazing character generation and strongest female leads, and Babylon 5 had a full 5-year arcing storyline from the very first episode to the last one. I recommend it to anyone. Babylon 5 is something really special when it comes to sci-fi. It's one of the best out there. Think about that. I need some water here. Baby. You're gonna get. You don't want to mess around my feet while I'm trying to move hot stuff. You're a duper. You're a duper. Yeah. Right, now let's mash up let's deal with the potatoes. Yay, why don't we gravy do? We need some oat milk. Yeah, but I think me and you, far to go, have got a lot of the same taste when it comes to sci-fi, and especially old sci-fi. And that we can watch it. We love watching old science fiction and things like that, like all the Toho stuff and the Japanese stuff. We can actually. We know it's men in rubber suits. It doesn't matter. It's all about the stories and the science and the ridiculous fun. This in. Gravy. Yeah. Did you ever watch Lex? Did you ever watch Lex? Because Lex was another amazing one with a living starship. And Lex was completely far out there. That was an awesome LEXX. You should watch that again. Lex is like ultra amazingly far out there. It's like these people were on drugs. See if I can find. There's some amazing episodes. That's Lex. There was so many good sci-fis in the 80s and 90s. We have gravy. Or are we cooking something different because we're completely out of chicken now? I finally used up the last of the chicken, the meat that I got. So I will be getting some more of that. We used up the last of the chicken. No, we used up the last of the chicken. Say we used up the last of the chicken. Chicken's tender. I remember that series, The Invisible Guy. It was the one where it was like a parasite on it, bonded to him that allowed him to go invisible. With covered him in like quicksilver, like a quicksilver material. Yeah, that was very good. That was. It's a pity it only got one series, I believe. I really liked it. I really liked the actors as well in it. So, I think it was called The Invisible Man in the UK. I think it was just called The Invisible Man or something like that. Not sure. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm going to feed the dogs and I'm going to have my food. Oh, it started to, the actual camera's glitching out a little bit. So I will see you all later. So bye bye for now. You wonderful, splendiferous people. I hope you all have a good day. Yes, we'll do other things later, the streaming and things. So bye bye.